guys, welcome to my channel, JazzedTutorials. So as you know, I am a Photoshop person mostly. However, I've decided to dive into the world of Final Cut Pro. And I want to start making a few basic videos for those that are basic beginners and need to know how to do certain things that are super basic and just for beginners, essentially. So I'm doing just that today. So I'm going to basically today, all I'm showing you is where all the tools are located and what they do. It's so basic, a caveman could do it. That's how basic this is. So, first of all, you obviously know how to import your media, I hope. If you don't, then you are a very, very, very starting out beginner. You're going to go to File and click Import, and then select Media. I'm going to select this one right here. And this video is basically just to show you guys how to do this effect. It's not anything spectacular. So I'm going to drag my media down here to the timeline. Now, you may see a message like this because now this was filmed on an iPhone XR. So it's going to have different video outputs than it would on a video camera or a digital camera or any of those medias. Just hit OK because you want to leave it as it is. Don't change any of that unless you know how to do that and that you want to change it. But I strictly have never changed any of this. I leave it as is and go with that. Click OK, and now we'll move forward. Okay, so you want to see what these tools do. These tools here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different tools. Now the hand tool, I don't really use that. I'm honestly, it's just basically to scroll on your timeline. That's really all you need it for. Like, you just go on like this. There's no rhyme or reason why it's even that useful, in my opinion. I don't find it useful. It doesn't help me out. It's just, it's there, but I don't have a use for it, so I've never really used it that often. The zoom tool, it's another one I don't commonly use, but it is there, and obviously it does what it says it does. It zooms in on your timeline. You don't really actually need, you can use that if you need to, however, you could also, if you're using a trackpad on a MacBook, you could zoom in by using your 2 fingers and zooming in that way. That's how I've always done it. So I didn't even know the zoom tool did the same thing until like actually recently. I'm like, oh, that's the same thing, but just a different way. So you could go either or. It's personal preference, really. The blade tool, that's the tool I use the most out of any of the tools. So using the blade tool basically is splitting your clips. You can chop it up like diced tomatoes. 1, 2, 3, boom. I now have 3 separate clips. I don't need 3 separate clips, but I have 3 separate clips. So there we go. That's basically what it does. And FYI guys, the blade tool does not separate your clips in your project library. So when you chop up your clips, it's going to still show up as one clip here in your library, in case you didn't know. But I think you would have noticed if there was only still one clip in your library. You'd be like, oh, it didn't make another clip. Okay. Anyway, that's the blade tool. Alright, next is the range selection. This basically lets you select a range on your media. So on your timeline, you can now select a range of media. For various purposes. If you want to somehow edit that range of media, or if you want to specifically blade out that portion, like you'll have it mapped out sort of for you to click. I can now cut over here, and ooh, yay, I've done it right. You can go backwards and vice versa. That's kind of what that does. Range selection gives you a selected portion of your clip that you can either modify, edit, whatever. Yeah, okay? Then we go up to position. I don't really, again, this is another tool I don't commonly use because it has no purpose from my personal preference. It's there, but it's like, why? Why do you exist, and do I need you? Is it going to be helpful to me in my videos? And it's not. For me, it's not helpful, but maybe to you guys it will be. I don't know. But basically, it just helps you, let you position your media. Like, literally, you can position your media anywhere you want. That's literally all it does. I honestly don't have a reason to use it, so I don't use it personally, but you guys may use it, and that's totally fine. totally your opinion and all about you. You can now trim your clip using this, just by going like this across your media. You can trim it however you want. You can make it smaller, you can make it larger. Obviously, you can only make it as big as the clip is, so if my clip's only 18 seconds long, I can't make it longer than 18 seconds. Unless I want to go ahead and make it like a super slow-mo video, then I can extend it, but slow-mo and speeding up a video, that's a whole different ballpark. We'll dive into that later on in further videos, but for this video, I'll just tell you that. Alright, that's what that tool does. And the select tool. It's your basic tool. It's your main tool that you're given when you first open this whole ordeal of a program, and it does exactly what it's going to do. Now, okay, I made a new selection. How funny. Okay, well I don't need that, so delete that. So when we used our previous tool, which was, I believe, the range selection, no, the position tool, it ended up making me another section that I didn't need. So you will have that probably, more than likely, if you use that tool. If you don't need that section, just delete it like I just did. Honestly, that's all. Well, that is the main tool selection. One thing to note, though, when you have your media selected like I have here with your selector tool, it's going to have you starting out with this lovely icon here. This is your main editing source. Well, kind of. It has your compositioning, your transforming, and your cropping of the main media. This is basically my best friend. I love this section because it just does so much. It does everything. You can change the opacity if you like. You can make it darker. You can go black. Blending and all of this is a whole separate video in itself, so we won't dive into that just yet, but just FYI, that's going to always be there when you first open it up anyway. These other buttons here, these are, again, another video to show you guys. This is your volume for your video. If you want to change the volume, you can go ahead and do this. However, you can also change the volume on the clip as well. You'll notice down below here, there's like a little bar. Raising it raises the volume, and lowering it mutes it. So that's what that does there. And this is just your info panel telling you what your clip is called, how, what the size of it is, and all that stuff. So that's basically the most basic video you're going to get from me for Final Cut Pro. I hope you like this video, guys. I plan on doing more Final Cut Pro videos in the future, just for basic purposes and for fun. You know, just to give it another... So try something else. Oh, broaden my horizons, if you will. I will try to come back with some Photoshop videos as well, but here we are in Final Cut Pro. How fun is that? Alright? Thanks you guys so much for watching, and do hit like and do subscribe if you want to see more fun videos from me. And I'll see you guys in another video sometime soon. Bye!